Douglas from the Intrepid here, doing a detailed dive into the Epad for the Bluetti RV5. Awesome little startup sequence there. So I'm going to be going through the menu system and showing you what's currently in the system. Now this actually hasn't launched yet, so I'm sure it's at least one update away from still the final day one version of this. So be kind if you see anything weird. So this is still very much beta software. So as you can see, everything's nicely grouped. You know, we have the PV input, we have the AC consumption, remaining time with the current battery level, which is 82%. That's with two of the B4810 batteries for a 10 kilowatt system. You can see we got widgets over here for freshwater tanks. I need to figure out how to do that still and get a sensor for my 41-gallon freshwater tank. So you can turn off AC and DC down here, and it has a quick access to all the smart plugs as well if you just swipe it, both DC and AC. So that's pretty cool. So this is the main screen, and you can also turn it on and off or put it into a sleep mode. The next one down is the E-panel. So this is a direct interface into the E-panel, and it's showing you the 6 smart DC outputs and then the 4 smart AC outputs. And you can label all of these and then turn them on and off from either this device or from the app itself as well. And then it is programmable too, so you can actually add timers and delays and all kinds of stuff to each of these outputs, which is really cool. So this other stuff isn't hooked up, but there is a liquid level. It shows you how to set it up once you get the sensor. There's also a temperature. And finally, D1 and DO. I'm not quite sure what this is. It does say tanks. I think it's some kind of relay-based system that'll turn on more complex tanks. So I'm really not completely sure on this, but it has full support already integrated. So there's also analytics. I'm not logged in on this system at the moment, so it's not on. And then we go down into the settings where the nitty-gritty is. So look here, you got just the normal stuff for touch, buzzer, and then having your Bluetooth and Wi-Fi on. Basic settings is you can have the widgets display on the main screen. You got your screen timeout, never, all the way down to 30 seconds. The RV sleep time, I have that on never because I'm not completely sure what that is. Got your screen brightness, state of charge limit. So I have the system set up to automatically stop at 5% of battery. So that's where I decided to put it. I know 10% might be a little smarter, but I'm with the bus every day currently, so I'm not too concerned about that. So charging mode is the typical Bluetti standard, silent, and turbo. I have it on standard, and then you can further refine how many amps it takes in. So that's pretty cool too. Extreme weather alert. So basically, if there is a national disaster warning on, your system will automatically, if it's unattended, do its best to charge itself from all sources to make sure your battery is at 100% before whatever bad weather or disaster is happening. So that's actually a really cool Bluetti feature that's on a lot of their devices now. So let's go over to general setting. Okay, so carbon emission factor, version, you can update everything from here as well. Data analysis service, my personal information, restart the Epad, and then you can look at all your faults as well. Then we go into the more interesting stuff. This is the Pro mode. So this device does have an EV charger mode, so you can charge from an EV charger or 240 volts. So I don't have that set up at all, obviously, but you could actually really get some fast charging on your system if you get that hooked up. I also have the neutral ground bonding on. So basically it makes the system, when you're not plugged into shore power, appear to have everything correct for its grounding system, which will give you compatibility with a lot of devices. And this is all automatic. So if I were to plug shore power in now, it would automatically turn the neutral ground bonding off and then switch into a UPS mode while it's charging the system and provide power directly from the wall as well to the unit. I have auto sleep. I'm not using that at all. Basically, auto sleep will put the system into sleep mode if it's at a certain settable wattage for a certain period of time, to preserve your battery. If you're going to be away from the device for a while, the system will make sure everything shuts down for you. System switch recovery. So that's basically if I lose power and it comes back on, everything turns on exactly as I left it. That's also on all the newer Bluetti devices. Output frequency 60 hertz. Sleep mode enabled. I can turn that on myself, though. That's not an automatic sleep mode. Not sure what ePanel recovery is. Battery type. I have those two B48 10s. That's 200 amp hours at 48 volts, which is equivalent to 800 amp hours of a 12 volt system. Let's see, usage. You can turn your DC output voltage from 12 volts to 24 volts, depending on what kind of system you're running in your RV or your cabin. Let's see, grid self-adaption. That's if you're plugged into some dirty power. I keep that off on default because it does slow down the UPS response time if you have it on. And my power's clean here. Max AC grid input current. I'm only doing 10 amps myself, but this can handle up to 50 amps input. And I have a 30 amp system set up on the device, so if I go to an RV park, I can crank that up to 30 amps, no problem. If I had put in the 50 amp system, that also would have worked, but 30 amps is sufficient for my needs. Let's see, factory reset. And then finally the about device, which just basically says all the serial numbers and Wi-Fi information for the system currently, so I'm not going to pop that on. But yeah, so there's a quick overview of the beautiful Epad controlling the RV5 system. If you have any questions at all, just put them down below and I'll be very happy to do my best to try to answer them for you. This system is really cool and I'm super impressed and happy with it. Okay, so I hope everyone has a great one. Thank you.